There's a place deep within the forest where no one dares to go after dark. The locals call it the Silent Grove, a patch of dense, ancient trees that has been the source of whispered tales for generations. No birds sing there, and even the wind seems to avoid rustling its leaves. It is said that those who enter the Silent Grove after nightfall never return the same, if they return at all. Our story begins with a group of four friends: Sam, Ava, Lucas, and Emma. They were thrill seekers, always in search of the next adventure to fuel their YouTube channel. Urban legends, haunted places, nothing was off limits. When they heard about the Silent Grove, they knew they had found their next challenge. Despite warnings from the locals, they decided to camp overnight in the heart of the woods, hoping to capture evidence of the supernatural. They equipped themselves with cameras, night vision, and all the bravado they could muster. The first few hours were uneventful, filled with laughter and the usual banter. But as the night wore on, a strange tension settled over the group. The air grew thick, almost suffocating, and an eerie silence fell, as if the forest itself was holding its breath. The only sound was the crackling of the fire, which seemed to struggle against the encroaching darkness. Then, it started. Ava was the first to notice the whispering. Faint at first, just a murmur in the distance, but gradually it grew louder, surrounding them, coming from everywhere and nowhere all at once. They tried to capture the sounds on their equipment, but the devices only picked up static. "What's that?" Lucas asked, pointing into the darkness. A figure, barely visible, seemed to move between the trees, just at the edge of the firelight. It was tall, impossibly thin, and its movements were unnatural, like a marionette with tangled strings. Emma grabbed the camera, her hands trembling as she zoomed in. But the figure was gone, vanished as suddenly as it had appeared. The whispers grew louder, more urgent, as if they were being pulled deeper into the forest by unseen hands. Suddenly, Sam screamed. He clutched his head, dropping to his knees as the whispering intensified, now clear and distinct. They could all hear it. Their names, spoken in voices that sounded like their own, but distorted, twisted. It was as if the forest itself was speaking to them, mimicking their voices, mocking them. In a panic, they decided to leave, but the path they had taken to enter the grove was gone. The trees seemed to have shifted, closing in around them. No matter which direction they turned, they found themselves back at their campfire, as if the forest was toying with them, trapping them in a nightmare. Ava was the next to break. She ran into the darkness, her screams echoing through the trees. The others tried to follow, but the whispers drowned out her voice, and soon she was gone. One by one, they vanished, each consumed by the darkness, until only Lucas remained. He stumbled through the woods, the whispers now a deafening roar in his ears, promising escape if only he would listen, if only he would follow. Exhausted, Lucas collapsed by a gnarled old tree, the heart of the grove. The whispers quieted, replaced by a single voice, calm and clear, speaking directly to him. "We've been waiting for you, Lucas." The camera, forgotten in the chaos, rolled to a stop, capturing Lucas's final moments. His eyes glazed over as the voice continued, soft and soothing, like a lullaby. "Welcome home." The next morning, the local authorities found the campsite abandoned. No trace of the four friends was ever found, except for the footage on the camera. It was released to the public, a final, chilling testament to the horrors of the Silent Grove. And those who dared to watch the video claimed they could still hear the whispers, beckoning them to the woods, calling them by name. Welcome home. The next morning, the local authorities found the campsite abandoned. No trace of the four friends was ever found, except for the footage on the camera. It was released to the public, a final, chilling testament to the horrors of the Silent Grove. And those who dared to watch the video claimed they could still hear the whispers, beckoning them to the woods, calling them by name. And that, my friends, is the story of the whispers in the woods. If you're ever near the Silent Grove, think twice before you enter. You never know what might be waiting for you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more chilling tales. Until next time, stay safe and stay out of the dark.